Where does the surface area formula for a sphere come from? Surface area equals 4 pi r squared is the formula for our sphere as far as its surface area goes. A lot of times geometry teachers just give students formulas and we expect them to be able to plug in the radius or what other variables are in the formula and get your answer. But we don't really explain where those formulas come from. So in this video I'm going to explain to you where the surface area formula for our sphere actually does come from. First, surface area is the area on the outside of a spherical object, so it's just the outside layer. It could be the peel of an orange, it can be the crust on the earth, or it can be the leather off a baseball. Those are all examples of what would refer to the surface on a spherical object. Now for where the surface area formula actually comes from. So to start off this activity, you're going to need a couple materials. So you're going to need an orange, and the orange must be as round and spherical as possible. Sometimes it's hard to find round oranges, but do your best to find as close to a round spherical orange as you can. It's really important. You're also going to need a ruler, a piece of string, a pen or pencil, drawing compass, paper, calculator, and a paper towel. So to start off this activity, the first thing that we're going to have to do is find the circumference of our orange. Remember, circumference is the distance around a circular object. So what we need to do is find the furthest and fattest part of the orange, and we will use that as our circumference. Now we could cut the orange in half, but that can be really difficult trying to cut it evenly into two pieces. So what we're going to do is take a piece of string and we're going to wrap it around our orange so that we can find the biggest distance. And that distance is going to be our circumference. Now that we have our string wrapped around our orange, we are going to take our ruler and our string, and we're going to measure in centimeters to figure out what our circumference is. We get about 27.6 centimeters for our circumference. Now we're going to use our circumference formula to find our radius. So remember, to find your circumference, circumference equals 2 pi times the radius of the circle. So we are going to take our 27.6 that we found and we're going to set it equal to 2 pi times our radius. In order to find our radius, we're going to divide by the 2 pi so it cancels on the right side. And then we are going to use our calculator to figure out what our radius is. Our radius is about 4.4 centimeters. Now that we have our radius, we're going to take our drawing compass and we are going to measure from pencil to pointer the 4.4 centimeters. Now that distance is going to represent the radius for our orange. And looking at our orange and our distance, it does look really close to about halfway through our orange. Now what we're going to do is on another blank sheet of paper, we're going to take our drawing compass and we are going to draw 4 circles. Now the reason we're doing this is we are going to be taking our orange and we're going to be duplicating its size into a 2-dimensional circle rather than a 3-dimensional circle. It's best if you have a couple sheets of paper when using a drawing compass. You can push down on the pointer a little more and it gives it a little more grip. So draw 4 circles on your paper as best as you can. Try and get them perfect, but I know the compass sometimes will slip, so do your best. Now that we have our 4 circles drawn, this is where the fun part starts. We're going to take our orange and we are going to peel it. So we're actually going to remove the surface from the orange, and as we peel it, we're going to rip that peel into as small and flat of pieces as we can find, and we're going to put those peels into the circle. Now the reason we're going to do this is we're actually taking our 3-dimensional surface and we're going to pull it off, lay it flat, and make it a two-dimensional surface. That way it's a little easier for us to measure. Okay, now let's begin. Now that we have our orange completely peeled and all of the peels inside of our circles, let's see what we have. So I have all 4 of my circles completely filled with the orange peel. I don't have any peel left over, so everything fit inside of the 4 circles. We know that the area of one circle is area equals pi times radius squared. Well, I have 4 circles completely filled, so that would be 4 times pi times radius squared. 4 pi r squared is the same as the surface area formula for our sphere, and that is where our surface area formula comes from. So 4 circles completely fills and covers the surface of one spherical orange, or any sphere that you can think of. And our circles match the size of our orange because we measured the circumference and we found its radius, so they're identical to our sphere. Now that your activity is over, you can enjoy your spherical orange.